Alright, this is group 6 live recording. I'm gonna show you how to create a server using a container. So you would first go to use if you want to modify and customize your containers, Docker desktop would be your best bet. So you would go to containers first and type in the search bar on which container image you want to search up or use. In this case, we'll be using Minecraft server as a simple demonstration. So you would press run and it will go to your image. It will become part of your image. So remember, image is part of your containers. It contains all your dependencies to build up your container. So so most so that would be what it is. So you would press run and they would ask you to give you a container name, a ports, volumes, and environment variables. So you would want to first input your container name. A reminder that the container name cannot have any spaces. If you want a space, you have to have a dash or the or one of those things on the bottom, but it can't have any spaces. So you would insert your port here. They already shown in this image. They already shown you which port you need to input as your host port. So it will be 25565. So you would type in 25565. And for the last two, um, I typed this on, but if you leave the environment variable blank, they would not run because you don't have anything over here and it would just not work. It would just exit out as on the right. So to find out in the environment variable, you need to go to their documentation page to find out what is missing. So I will go to their Docker Hub and I would find their documentation page. The documentation page shows you the steps how to build up the container within the from the dependencies within the image. So you would type in the Docker Hub, you type in the image name, and you type in the image name, it's G Minecraft server, and then it says click here for documentation. So you'll click that there. So you click that there and and you would find where it says intro. So this reads this Docker image provides a Minecraft server that will download this local stable version of startup. To use the latest stable version, run docker -d it -p. This is the port number -e. -e stands for the environment variable. So ELA equals true. Well, what we need to put on the environment variable right there. HG Minecraft server. So this is the port number. This is the environment. This is so what we need to put is ELA equals true because we need to have the we need to have the agree to the EULA agreement, so it needs to be true. And it says the standard port server port is 25565. So that's what we put as the port. So we see that we have our container name, our port number, our environment variables, variable ELA, and the value equals true. But we're missing the volume, but we'll talk about that later. So if you would type this up in your Windows PowerShell in, in your CLI, you would run docker run -d it. Then you would type in your container name. You type in your name you want to name your container, and you would put all of this in. It's G Minecraft server. So you have your name. It's called another Docker server. Well, that's what I put as my name. And the image is HG Minecraft server. His port is 25565 and it's running. So we're gonna delete that for a minute and we're going to remake it. So if we go to our volumes and we find that we have our stored data right here. And we look at it, we have our we have our logs, we have our file mounts, files, and if we look here, we have our data, which all our data will be in our container would be stored. So you can so if you have your container and you start it and uh, you modified it, that's where the data would be, and that's where we need to modify our volume. So to put in our volume space of our image. The question is how we're going to do that. So it's probably time to look at the documentation page for the for the volume. So we go back to our documentation page and it says data directory. Everything the container merges is located under the data/data path as shown here. So it says slash data is detached from the host directory. So so if we interpret this, that means the directory from the container would be hosted from our directory that we posted in we have to store our most likely store our data within the host computer's uh, a path in our host computers wherever you want to store it. So if you come down here, it says in most cases the easiest way to persist and work with the Minecraft data is to bind the mounts with -v. So the mounts allow you to store the data. So what happens if you delete your container but your container you want to restore your container, would your data still be there? So if you stored it on your host computer, the data will still be there. If you didn't mount your data to host computer, once you delete your container, the container, you have to restart the data inside the container all over again. So this would how the code what you have to put in. So this is example path home user Minecraft data and it says replace with a you have to replace this as a directory on your host machine. So we are going to create a folder on our desktop. It's going to be Minecraft. Ignore all this because this doesn't work. So we would press run, and then we would have to get our path of our login to our host directory. It would be cdocker. Our container path is /data. And we would press 我在做东西，等一下。And then we would have we would insert our ports. We get our path, and our path will be /data. Our variables the EULA would be true, and then we press enter, and then we will be unpacking this, and then we will start a Minecraft server. And that's about all the steps you need to do to make a server. So what would you need to do? So I'm going to show you how to. So what would be the outcome of this? So we would be making our server name and our server address via port address. It will be localhost 25565. So you would have your Minecraft Docker right here, the one you just created. So you press join server. And that would be your private server where you can host all your friends on your third-party server. And it's a server, since it's a container, it would be have a better stability than if you would have if you ran it on anywhere else. Well, at least it's supposed to. So we're going to make some data on this server. Some data. We're gonna get some little dirts. So we have some data on our server. So what happens if you didn't put host any volume on mount on your volume page of your image? What happened if you had deleted your image file? If you had deleted this file, that's dirt right here with that data right here that we just mined up. It would disappear once you once you delete the server and once you start it back up, it won't be there anymore. So this wouldn't be there and this data wouldn't be here anymore. So we're gonna do a demonstration. So we're going to delete this server and we're going to make a create the same one. Create same port. And we're going to make the container path. Same thing. And same environment variables. So you would do the logs again. And then you would have to log onto your server. And then you would press logging in and there would be your FileDirt again. So we deleted it, we made it, we deleted it, and we made it again, and our data is still there. So that's what mounting does. Mounting a volume does. So that's all the demonstration we have to give to you. I hope you enjoyed our demonstration. Thank you for watching.